group of Celtic people of mainland Europe in the Iron Age and the Roman period, roughly 5th century BC to the 5th century AD, and the homeland was known as Gaul. By the 4th century BC, they were spread over much of what is now France, Belgium, Switzerland, southern Germany, Austria, and the Czech Republic. They reached the peak of their power in the 3rd century BC, and they expanded into northern Italy, leading to the Roman Gaelic Wars, and into the Balkans, leading to the war with the Greeks. The Gauls were made up of many tribes, who built large fortified settlements called oppida, and they minted their own coins. They were never united under a single ruler or government, but the tribes were capable of uniting their armies in large-scale military operations. The Gauls raided the Greek mainland twice, and this was known as the Balkan Expedition. At the end of the second expedition, the Gaelic raiders had been repelled by the coalition armies of the various Greek city-states and were forced to retreat to Illyria and Thrace, a historical region in southeast Europe. But the Greeks were forced to grant safe passage to the Gauls, who then made their way to Asia Minor and settled in central Anatolia, which is modern-day Turkey. In the first invasion of Greece in 279 BC, they defeated the Macedonians and killed the Macedonian king Ptolemy Coronis. They then focused on looting the rich Macedonian countryside until the Macedonian general Sosthenes assembled an army, defeated Bulgius the Gaelic leader, and repelled the invading Gauls. In the Second Punic War between Carthage and Rome, Carthage general Hannibal used the Gaelic mercenaries in his invasion of Italy. The Gaelic mercenaries played a part in some of Hannibal's most spectacular victories, including the Battle of Cannae, which was a key engagement of the Second Punic War between the Roman Republic and Carthage. After more than a century of warfare, the Gauls were subdued by the Romans in the early 2nd century BC, and they were finally conquered by Julius Caesar despite a rebellion by one of the Gaelic chieftains. The Gauls are believed to have been giants of men, tall of body with rippling muscles. The Greek historian Siculus described them as tall, heavy-built men with long hair and moustaches. The Gauls were made up of many tribes, and after completing the conquest of Gaul, the Roman Empire made most of these tribes civitates. A civitate is sometimes translated as a city, but was a social body of the cives or citizens united by laws which gave them responsibilities. This has been a brief introduction into the history and the empire known as Gaul.